Welcome to this special interview with additional DGP Varun Kapoor. He's a senior IPS officer of Madhya Pradesh Police. An IPS officer of 1991 batch, Varun Kapoor conceptualized Project PsyCops, Cyber Education Initiative in Indore, to educate every school child on cybercrime through their teachers. The Project PsyCops has fetched him the prestigious FICCI SMART Policing Awards 2021. In this exclusive interview to BW PoliceWorld, additional DGP Varun Kapoor is going to talk to us about Project PsyCops and other interesting initiatives he started for Madhya Pradesh Police. Welcome to this interview, sir.
Thank you so much.
So we're going to start with you asking you on the successful initiative of Project PsyCops, which is no longer just an initiative, it has become a movement in Madhya Pradesh. So please tell us more about this.
See, I have been working in the field of cyber security for the last 12 years. And in that time, I started it just as an experiment. But as time passed, it has become a kind of a mission and a passion for me. So I have worked a long time in this field. First, I started with cybersecurity training for police officers, army officers, BSF, CRPF. So that's also going on. I call it the Blue Palm. And I have done nearly more than 160 training programs separately for these officers of various security forces, even the Indian Army. And then we decided that only training of police is not sufficient to battle this crime. The second aspect is the awareness of citizens, which is the most important aspect. If they become aware, then they will be secure. That is the only way in security in cyber world. That's what I felt. So we started another initiative called Black Ribbon Initiative for awareness of the citizens. So in that, we have a lot of webinars and seminars and workshops, and I got a world record for that also. Nearly 633 sessions I have had all over the world. I've been to Japan, I've done it in Malaysia, and so many countries. So that was the second aspect. And then again, it was realized that how many can we take? You know, many people like me must be also doing, but for me, as I said, 633 workshops, so in that I have addressed nearly 5 lakh people directly. So, but that is still a drop in the ocean. There are crores of people. India has 140 crore people. So, you know, it is just, so we thought, let us work in the field of cybersecurity education. And that's how we got the idea of Project PsyCops, because it is the concept is that we call the teachers from the schools and 3-4 teachers from each school, and we train them in a 2-day kind of a module. And then we have a website also where we register them, projectpsycops.in, and then they go back to the schools and they teach their children. So it's kind of a ripple effect. We cannot reach everyone, so everyone should reach us, something like that. So we started this project. Physical sessions were there earlier for Indore city schools. So we have covered nearly 400 schools in this 1 year, that more than 1 year this project has been on. And we have got various awards for it, as you had mentioned. Now we are launching the second phase of this. We call it Project PsyCops Digital, in which we will be training teachers from other cities and other towns and other districts in Madhya Pradesh. And the concept is the same. We will teach them, but online, and then they will go back and teach their children. So it will be a kind of a pan Madhya Pradesh kind of effort in some time, maybe by October, because we have just started the planning and the various aspects of that second phase. And then if it does well, who knows, maybe it will be all over India one day.
So, what has been the response of parents and teachers in Madhya Pradesh when you started with Project PsyCops?
The response is very good because, see, the content is very good, first of all, because it has been done over so many years. So we have refined it to make it absolutely suitable for teachers, for children, for everyone. So the content is very good. Secondly, it is something which is very necessary. And we are concentrating, at least I am, that we should give examples with case studies so that the people understand it better. And then they can visualize the whole thing when you give a case and tell that this is what is there. And keep it, the technical part I keep minimum. There are no technical talks. See, cybercrime can be a very big technical problem, technical crime. So you can start being too technical. So that is no good for children, for, you know, even a teacher or for anybody as such. So technical part is less. The case study and all that approach is more. And as I said, it has been refined over so many years. So I think it is very useful as well as very enjoyable. And we try to make it participative also so that people connect with us and ask us questions. We ask them questions. So overall, it is very well received, I would say.
Sir, I would like to ask you one thing, that since you have been educating so many children, are girl students more from cybercrime than boys? How are you educating girls in tackling cybercrime, which are the section these days?
Uh, your voice is again getting broken, but I think you said something like, how are the girls better at tackling cybercrime or something like that you said? Or girls are at a
Uh,
greater risk?
yeah, the girls are at a greater risk. So how are you educating the girls to tackle cyber?
Yeah. See, I always say that the biggest targets, there are targets, the whole society is actually a target for cybercrime. There's no section of society who can say that we are safe from cybercrime because basically this device is used by all of us all the time. So from a child to a elderly, from a city dweller to a rural folk, from educated people to not so educated people, everyone is equally at risk. But in my experience, I've seen that the people who are at the greatest risk are children. And because they are the most vulnerable and they are the least experienced to deal with it, so they are the biggest risk group are children and women and girls. They are another very big risk factor. So the girl students, they are a double risk because they're children also and they are girls also. So they have to be even more careful. And we take special care to give girls a lot of training and a lot of inputs regarding the things which are going on in which affects them directly. A lot of case studies in which girls have themselves been victims of cybercrime. So then they understand it much better. And I always say the only key to cybersecurity is awareness. So the awareness for girls we are concentrating on, especially with case studies and all the cases we tell them. And I'm sure they understand and then they're benefiting. I just give you a small one example. Like I was doing a TED talk in Gujarat a few days back, and maybe in the middle of this month. So there, after my talk, it was on the TED talk was on phishing attacks which occur, and there are various types of phishing and so many things. So after the talk, one girl came to me. She was around maybe around the college student, obviously. She was 2022. So she told me, "Sir, I'm so sorry that I heard your talk today. If I had heard it 15 days back, I would have been saved from the crime which happened on me." So, it is very well tailored. So I believe that people who listen to it, not only my talk, but anyone who listens to cybersecurity awareness issues, they protect
Right.
themselves to some extent. That is the only way. There is no other way that you can be secure in the cyber world.
Right. So can you tell us a little bit more on the Black Ribbon initiative that you just mentioned briefly?
Yes.
What is it about?
Yeah. Black Ribbon Initiative actually started just as a cybersecurity awareness kind of program for citizens. Then we designed it in such a way, we made 4 modules out of it. First module we called Sandesh Abhiyan. Sandesh is for school children. Then comes the Sankalp Abhiyan, that is for the college students. Then we have one thing called Sahyog Abhiyan, that is for the institutions like DRDO, ISRO, because I go to so many places, institutional things are, and departments, government departments and all that, police training institutes. And the fourth is Samadhan Abhiyan, which I call it. That is for the general public. Lions Club and these kind of organizations, they also organize many. So I have designed the content. It's a slightly different content for different target groups. Not entirely different, but yes, some parts are different, so that their problems are addressed and they gain maximum from it. That is Black Ribbon. So we have done 633 sessions under that, as I told you, and all over the world. So it is the way to get to the people directly. It is through workshops as well as webinars and both digital medium as well as the physical medium. So, but that is the best actually when you reach out to people physically. That is the best way to communicate, obviously, because you're in front of each other. But it's not always possible. So we have the digital approach also, so that we can at least send the message across to people as much as possible.
Right. Right. Sir, as a cyber expert, do you see social media as an addiction among kids, or is that a medium where they can actually benefit, which can benefit them?
See, I believe that everything in the world, everything, not only the social media, has 2 sides to it. Everyone knows it. It's a good side and a bad side. So the bad side will always be there. Social media, the addiction and the problems which associated problems, a lot of crime occurs starting from social media. Because I always tell people that what you are liking, sharing, forwarding, posting, people don't even think what they're doing. They just keep doing it. The more, especially children, the more friends you have, the more famous you are. The more followers you have, the more popular you are. That's a kind of a feeling which has developed. So because of that, reckless kind of behavior is resorted to by kids and youth. to a large extent, everyone to some extent, but the children and youth are more prone to it, and they will do any type of reels they will make in any location. They will share all type of information, all type of data. So it does lead to trouble. It does lead to problems, but it is an amazing medium for connecting the world together. So many ideas, so many revolutions are occurring through this social media contact. So it's got a bad side, definitely. You have to save yourself from that, and obviously the good side you have to use. It's difficult thing to balance the two things, but then that's the way. The person who can do it will be successful. The person who can't will have a problem.
Right, right, sir. So, sir, what would be your advice to adults who are continuously facing cyber crimes of various kinds, especially frauds these days, financial cybercrime, sextortion, and many such kind of issues which are just increasing day by day?
Hmm. See, there are so many ways, there's so many types of cybercrime. Actually, it's just a big umbrella word which covers a lot of different type of crime. It's a crime of a different world. Like in the real world, we've got so many types of crime. We've got murder, we've got abduction, we've got rape, we've got robbery, so many types of crime, right? So that is cybercrime. We generalize and say cybercrime. But cybercrime is the crime of cyber world. And there's so many types of crime, you know very well, cyber stalking, cyber bullying, online grooming. There's so many kind of things, and all have different ways to deal with them. So it is very difficult to generalize and say that what is the advice, because there is advice for different crimes. But I have made in the end, when I take my session, I tell people my last 5 key points to my session, which I will share with you. I think that is a kind of my 5 mantras for cyber security. And if people can appreciate them and adopt them, then I think they will be quite, they'll take some steps towards cyber security. First, I always say you must have a mindset of security and safety. We don't have a mindset of safety in the virtual world because we cannot see the danger. So when you don't see the danger, people don't think there is any problem. So they do anything what they want. And then they land up answering a phone call and having their whole account cleared out, or maybe accepting a friend request and having their whole reputation going for a toss. So many things happen because no mindset of security, and you cannot see the danger. Nobody is going to stand in front of you with a knife, but still you'll get robbed. So that mindset you have to create. That mindset you have to have and apply. You can't see the danger, but that doesn't mean the danger is not there. It's there. You only can't see it. So that's the first. The second principle I always tell people: avoid shortcuts and avoid greed. Greed is where the financial crimes occurs. People's instinct for greed, people get, they will give you lottery sitting at home. They'll give you a job sitting at home. They'll make a great relation sitting at home. They will give you an award and a reward and everything sitting at home. And people come into that kind of a greed kind of feeling before time and before your kismat. You get things you don't get. So I always tell people that you must have a motto that whatever I will achieve out of my own hard work. Something like that. You must make your motto. Nothing is free. So avoid that greed. Avoid shortcuts. I mean to say, technology has given us a lot of shortcuts. That has made our life very simple. That has made things very convenient. Press any link and open any site. You press a link, www.sbionline.com. That's what is visible to you. You think you're opening the site of, you press that link and the site will open. That site will look just like State Bank of India site. Same logo, same color, same design, same everything. But it will be a fake site. The address at the top will be different. Because you are using the shortcut, you are landing up in a fake site. So if you would have typed the www.sbionline.com and entered, you would have taken maybe 10 seconds extra, but you would have been safe. So avoid shortcuts. I always say every shortcut is not going in the right direction. The third principle which I tell people is think before you act. What you're liking, sharing, forwarding, posting, you must just think. Think for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, whether you're doing the right thing. There's so many cases I can tell in which people did in a hurry and ended up becoming criminals themselves because they did a wrong thing. So just give your brain that much time, think, and then you do the social media activity. I'm sure you'll not maybe make the mistake, which you will if you are always in a hurry. The fourth principle which I tell people is always have full knowledge. Keep full knowledge. This is the age of information. We are living in the age of information. If information is the biggest power in today's age, information as a power will, if you keep information and if you use that information smartly, you will be satisfied, you will be secure, you will be successful. Everything flows from information. So keep as much information and knowledge as possible and use it smartly. And the fifth thing which I say is, in the cyber world, please do not believe anything with your eyes closed. Basically, you're interacting with the screen. In the cyber world, there is nothing in front of you, no person, no place, no situation. It's only the screen. And our instinct is such that whatever we see, we believe. That's a human instinct, but that instinct is for the real world. If you put that instinct in this world, whatever you hear or whatever you're shown, you believe, and then you take some action, reaction, do something, then sooner or later you're going to make a mistake, because in this world you can be made to see anything, made to hear anything. So please keep your eyes and ears open. Don't believe anything blindly. It's a world which is a different world. So these five concepts, if you actually think about them, then they cover a large aspects of cybercrime and cyber security rather. And if people really think about it and implement it as much as they can, I'm sure they will be safer than what they are now.
Right, right. So it's very well put. These are five mantras I think people should really hear you out and follow it in their life, which can really help them in many such situations that they get in. With this, we would like to end our session on of this special interview on Project Cycops, and we wish you we wish that Cycops reaches across the state, not just in MP, but it reaches every length and breadth of the country.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that.
Okay. Bye bye.